Sir EJ, excuse po. Naka-mute po ang mic nyo.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, our dear teachers and our dear learners in grade 12 senior high school. Welcome to the first part of our pre-immersion program. And today, to start our activity, may we request everybody to please rise for the Philippine National Anthem and to be followed by a prayer to be led by Ms. Maricel Cruz, grade 12 Aris, and to be followed by Pasay City Hymn.
Sa kagatak bundok sa simoy at sa langit ang baba ay tinagang tunaakaw sa paglalaki na mahal. Ang isakang matawat mo'y tagumpay na napinig. Ang bituin at araw na kailan pa may magbibili. Lumalang araw ang warati pagsinta o ay langit sa piling mo. Ang iligaya
Let us all bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Almighty God, we pray for guidance in all our endeavor. Lead us through the path of righteousness as we have been struggling with trying to accomplish tasks in our own strength. Guide us, Father, as we listen attentively to the sound of your voice. We know that all things are possible because we believe in you and that we can do all things through you who give us the strength. We pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
To give his welcome remarks, may I request our beloved Assistant Principal 2 of Senior High School, Mr. Diosdado Q. Rosales, to give his welcome remarks. Let us give him a virtual round of applause.
Dr. Patagan, department heads, subject group heads, my dear teachers, and of course to our students, good morning. Welcome to this activity, the Pre-Immersion program. Remember, my dear students, work immersion is one of the course requirement for graduation. A senior high school student has to undergo work immersion in an industry that directly relates to the student post-secondary goal. Work immersion, the students are exposed to and become familiar with work-related environment related to their field of specialization to enhance competence. But I am sorry, my dear student, because of pandemic, I cannot send you out to an industry because number one priority or concern of our school is your safety and of course your health. The Pre-Immersion program is a part of your work immersion, and the required number of hours is at least 80 hours or equivalent to 10 days. So, my dear virtual student, please be responsive and cooperative to your immersion teachers. Good luck and mabuhay. Once again, good morning.
Thank you so much, Sir Dudes Rosales, our Assistant Principal for Senior High School. To give her inspirational message, may I request our ever dynamic and very supportive principal, Dr. Felina P. Patagan, to give her inspirational message. Shall we give her a virtual round of applause?
Sa atin pong Senior High School Assistant Principal, Sir Dudes Rosales, sa atin pong subject group heads, sa atin pong mga guro, to our students, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today po, we are conducting our Pre-Immersion program with the objective na matuto ang ating mga mag-aaral sa paglabas sa ating paaralan at magkaroon ng karanasan sa ating mga workplace. To our dear students, I would like to remind everyone na maging mabuti sa paglabas sa ating paaralan. Please take this opportunity upang kayo ay lalong matuto at maging handa sa paglabas nyo talaga sa totoong working place. It's really the attitude. It's really the perseverance. Okay? The diligence on your part para maging successful kayo in your life. You have to set a direction. You have to set your goals upang iyon ay inyong pagtrabahuan. Okay? You are the captain of your soul. You are the master of your faith. Of course, maraming tumutulong sa atin para marating natin ang ating mga goals, ang ating mga pangarap sa buhay. And we would like to ensure our better future. So lahat ng pinagtatrabahuan natin ngayon, yun po ay merong impact sa ating kinabukasan. So this program, para sa atin, lahat ng ating mag-aaral, ay talagang kuhanin ninyo. You have to gain from this. Ito ay seryosohin ninyo, sapagkat ito ay ilan lamang sa mga hakbang upang nang sa ganon, masiguro ninyo ang inyong kinabukasan. So we should be grateful sa ating paaralan because the school is providing you the best possible education and training para ang iyong skills ay lalo pang mas mapagtibay, mas mapaghusay. So ito ay para sa inyong lahat. No? Matuto tayo upang nang sa ganon, mas maging successful kayo sa inyong tatahaking kinabukasan. So, salamat sa ating paaralan, salamat sa ating school officials, higit sa lahat sa ating mga guro na nagpo-provide sa atin ng the best na pamamaraan upang kayo ay ma-train, ma-educate sa anumang kaparaanan. So, God bless us all and please enjoy this pre-immersion program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Felina P. Patagan, for your very inspiring message. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought many uncertainties into major aspects of national and global society. For example, there is uncertainty on how school temporary closure affects learner performance and how rapid conversion of most instruction to an online platform will continue to affect learners' achievement. Without any data on how the virus impacts student learning, making decisions on the part of the school administrators on whether and when to return to face instruction remains difficult. Amidst all these uncertainties, the Department of Education find means of making things possible. The Office of the Curriculum and Instruction, under the leadership of Undersecretary Diosdado San Antonio, issued a guideline as basis for the work immersion implementation for all senior high schools during crisis situation. The pre-immersion orientation for today will serve as a venue to prepare and equip yourselves with the essential knowledge and skills that will help you get ready with the actual world of workforce industry. To start with, may I introduce to you our first speaker for today to discuss on the pre-immersion objectives, work ethics, and safety in the workplace. Our first speaker is a subject group head of Humanities and Society, Humanities and Social Science, sorry. She is a master teacher too and an active faculty member of the Pasay City East High School Senior High School Department. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce to you our first speaker, Ms. Leonida Herrera Cirano. Shall we give her a virtual round of applause?
Okay, good afternoon. Good morning pala. Naku, nalito na rin ako, sir. Good morning to Dr. Patagan, kay our principal, and of course, Mr. Rosales, our assistant principal, my co-subject group head, Mr. Mateo Obias, our two-year level coordinators, Ms. Mara Santiago and Ms. Sari Salijo, and of course, our grade 12 advisors, and our star of the day, which are our students, grade 12 students. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be given this opportunity to discuss the salient points of the pre-immersion activities. Okay, so I would like to request Sir JM to please share our slides so I can start my talk. Okay, so although this was already given in the opening remarks of Sir Rosales, okay, so I think he's already given us a brief overview of what work immersion is all about, but I just would like to give emphasis on this so that our grade 12 students will really understand that this, for example, this pre-immersion activity is already part of your preparation for your portfolio to be submitted at the end of the 80 hours or the 10 days of our immersion proper. Okay, so be sure that you are taking notes of what is happening because we are going to ask you to write reflections and understandings of what you have learned in our sorry ha for the distraction. Okay, so next slide, sir. So this is depth and order number 3 series of 2017, what work immersion is all about. So this is for grade 11 and 12 students. The subject title is work immersion. Number of hours required is 80 hours, and the prerequisite is should have taken at least 4 specialized subjects. So this is of course very true with the TVL students, okay? Because for the immersion, for the UMIS group, Humanities and Social Sciences group, the immersion is an option. It's just an option, okay? But for the TVL group, it is a requirement. Okay, but of course, at Pasay City East High School, we would like to really give our students, both in the Humanities group and in the TVL group, the opportunity to be involved and immersed in the workplace. That's why we also looked, okay? I mean, I'm talking of the previous years when we are still having our immersion, wherein we also look for partners for the Humanities group. Okay, next slide, sir. Okay, so what is work immersion? So work immersion is one of the course requirements for graduation. A senior high school student has to undergo work immersion in an industry that directly relates to the student's post-secondary goal. Through work immersion, the students are exposed to and become familiar with work-related environments related to their field of specialization to enhance their competencies. Okay, that's why for the TVL group, we are fortunate that we have very active teachers who are always looking for partners. And for the past 2 years, Shakey's has been one of our most very supportive partners. Okay, the TVL group, especially the BPP group, are always sent to the different branches of Shakey's around the area. One at MOA, the one at Newport area, in Magallanes, okay, one in at Park Place in Makati. So those are the places that our grade 12 BPP group are sent. And then, of course, our small group is sent to some of our partners of the small welding shops around the community. And the beauty care group are sent to the beauty parlors and salons within the Malibay area. Now, what is the objective, specifically objective of next slide, sir? Okay, specifically, students are able to gain relevant and practical industry skills under the guidance of industry experts and workers. Okay? Kasi talaga yung immersion sana is only on observation. Yun lang sana ang gagawin sana ng mga students natin. They're going to go to these different partners and they're just going to observe. But then, okay, our partners, because they really wanted to really immerse the students in the workplace, they were given also small duties that they can perform. Okay, of course, with the guidance of the managers and the other group heads there in the workplace. And the next is appreciate the importance and application of the principles and theories taught in school. So this time, the theories that you learn inside the classroom are now put into practice. So dito na talaga natin marirealize na sometimes there are so many things that we have learned in the classroom that when we go to the workplace, we realize that we still have a lot of things to learn. Okay? So marami pa tayong dapat matutunan at napakaganda talaga nitong immersion. Okay? Some of our students at the end of the immersion, hinahire na sila nung ating mga partners. Okay? Lalo sa Shakey's, hinahire na talaga sila. It's because they showed a lot of potentials. Nakitaan sila na magiging mabuting mga empleyado at talagang interesado sila doon sa ginagawa nila. And after graduation, meron na silang sure work. After all, we all know that one of the exit points of the senior high school is employment, no? And then number 3 is to enhance their technological knowledge and skills. Number 4, enrich their skills in communications and human relations. I think this is the most important, no? You learn how to deal with different kinds of people, especially those in the service industry. At saka yung service industry, those in the BPP group and the beauty care group. Lalo na yung nasa parlor, no? Yung mga nasa spa wherein you have to deal with customers. Okay, so how are you going to use these communications and human relations skills? And number 5, develop good work habits, attitudes, appreciation, and respect for work. Okay, I'm going to discuss this more in details when I go to my next topic, which is on work ethics. So more or less, you have an idea. But then, of course, all of this changed because of the pandemic. That's why DepEd issued guidelines for work immersion implementation during the crisis situation. So it says the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has caused massive disruption in the education sector. In the context of basic education, crisis is a condition in which the regular operation of schools, including the relevant offices in the division, region, and central levels, is suspended, and its learners' physical attendance in school is prohibited or limited. So that is why our immersion program changed a little bit. Meron tayong mga pagbabago na kailangan natin gawin dahil sabi nga ni Sir Rosales, we cannot send you out. Dahil ang importante ay ang inyong kaligtasan. At syempre, kaligtasan din ng mga makakasalamuhan ninyo in the workplace. Okay, so ano ang ating mga changes? So in the senior high school, the implementation of work immersion, which is, as I have said, a required subject for the TVL group or for the technical and vocational livelihood track, is assumed to be severely affected in this scenario. However, learning should not stop even during crisis situations. So hindi natin aalisin itong immersion is because it is part and a requirement for graduation. While limitations for learners and schools are recognized, the department should take a proactive stance in anticipating and planning for various service delivery conditions. Okay, so ang ginawa ng DepEd, they suggested for ways of how students can still do immersion. Okay, ang unang sinabi nila is in school. Okay, so ano yung in school? So it says here, in school, the school shall provide a mock environment, M-O-C-K, a mock environment, okay, given the available school facilities. Arrangements shall be made between the school management and the parents and guardians, and of course, guided by the learning competencies, senior high school learners will perform the activities. Now, I think in one of the suggested activities, this is very true for the SMAU group. Okay, so yung mga estudyante natin ng SMAU, ang inyong immersion ay in school. Kasi pwede kayo, ang isa sa mga sinasuggest ay mag-repair kayo, mag-welding kayo ng mga grill sa school, mga gates, or any other facilities that are needed with your skills. So I think we have already talked with Ma'am Uwayan regarding how we can do your immersion in school. Okay, of course, it has to have parents' consent. Okay, so yan ay didiscuss niyo ni Ma'am Uwayan during your immersion classes, no? And then, of course, you have the home-based. What do you mean by home-based? So this time, the learners shall perform their activities at home, but will be monitored regularly by their immersion teachers, by their senior high school teachers. This scheme is applicable only for learners with available materials, tools, and devices that can be used to demonstrate their competencies. And I think this will now be done by the BPP group and the beauty care group. Okay? So kayo ay home-based. Sa bahay na lang ninyo ipapakita ang lahat ng inyong mga natutunang skills na parang kayo ay nasa actual. So pag magbe-bake kayo, pwede kayo mag-bake, pwede kayo, katulad ng ginapagawa yata ni Sir, magbabarista kayo, magpe-prepare kayo ng coffee. Okay? And then, of course, for the beauty care, I think Miss Flor C, as has already discussed also with her students, how to go about in the beauty care group. Okay? Kung ano ang pwede nyong gawin sa inyong bahay. At syempre, i-video nyo yan at ipapakita ninyo as part of your portfolio. So, yung community-based at saka school and industry tie-up, yan ang hindi natin magagawa for the meantime. Okay? So, siguro ang atin lang munang focus ay in school for the small group at home-based for the BPP and the beauty care group. Okay? So, sana malinaw yan sa inyo, ha? But again, all of this will still be discussed by your immersion teachers. Next, sir. Okay, so we are now on the first part of the pre-immersion. Okay, remember, please take note that you should be taking down notes because especially the UMS group, because one of your requirements, the things that you need to do is to write a reflection paper of your understanding of your learnings from the pre-immersion to the immersion proper up to the post-immersion. That's why, what are we going to discuss in the 2 days pre-immersion? Okay, first is we will have an understanding of the work immersion by discussing work ethics, which is for today, and safety in the workplace, which will be discussed by yours truly. And then the conflict resolution and teamwork skills will be discussed by Sir Mateo Obias. Yung workplace rights and responsibilities at saka confidentiality in the workplace, di na namin siya isinali kasi di naman siya masyado applicable sa ating paraan ngayon ng ating work immersion. Okay? And then, work immersion rules and regulations. For day 2, okay, for day 2, you will be discussing on how to write resume, filling out application forms. Okay, daw ito nito mga visiting the concerned facilities. So sana ito magpapakita kayo ng mga sample. Okay, but then again, it's up to your immersion teachers kung ano ang kanilang ipapa-required sa inyo. And then job interview skills training, and then for this will be discussed by Dr. Silencio, and then the discussion of the portfolio, how to prepare your portfolio, whether an e-portfolio or a regular traditional portfolio, will be discussed by Ms. Yari Celidio. Okay, so that is what you will expect for the next 2 days. Okay, so let me go to my topic today. I hope you understand what is the main thing that we need to understand about work immersion and the requirements that you need to take care of so that you will be able to pass the immersion proper. Okay? So sir, let us go now to the next topic, which is on work ethics. Work ethics. So again, UMS group and TVL group So nag-screenshot kayo ng mga nakikita niyo sa screen para ito ang gagamitin ninyo as part of your portfolio. And then later there will be an attendance form that will be sent to you. Okay, sasagutan ninyo. Again, screenshot niyo rin yung inyong mga attendance form, part yan ng inyong magiging means of verification na kayo ay uma-attend ng ating pre-immersion activities. Okay, so my main topic is on work ethics. So what is work ethics? Okay, so work ethics skills, okay, there are top 8 values to develop, okay, in your work ethic. Number 1, so what is work ethic? It is an attitude of determination and dedication towards one's job. Okay? So hindi pa naman ito trabaho, pero ito ay binibigyan na natin kayo ng parang introduction na ito yung ini-expect niyo na mangyayari at mararanasan ninyo kapag kayo ay nasa workplace na. And that is our target at the end of your senior high school. Okay? Na to ayo ay maging employed at tayo ay maging best employee. Maging isa tayo sa mga employee of the month. Okay, so anong the first work ethic? Okay, these are the 8 work ethic skills. Reliability, dedication, discipline, productivity, cooperation, integrity, responsibility, and professionalism. Siguro sabi na ko, ang dami naman ma'am. Mabigat po pala ang kailangan kong i-develop sa sarili ko. Okay, these work ethics are already being developed in you when you are still in the classroom. Okay, lahat naman yan ay nagagawa ninyo bilang mga estudyante. Ibaga ito ay itutuloy lang ninyo kapag kayo ay nasa workplace na. Kaya gusto nating ipaalala na bilang estudyante, while we are still students, these skills, ethics skills, should already be developed so that when you go to the workplace, it will just come naturally to you. Okay? Hindi na kailangan pa yang sabihin sa inyo. Okay? So let's go to the first one, which is on reliability. You can expect these individuals to be on time for shifts and meetings. They meet their deadlines and offer quality work. Okay, yan ang gustong-gusto natin sa ating kasamahan sa trabaho. Someone who's always on time. So for example, if your call time is 7 o'clock, you should be there 15 or 10 to 15 minutes before your shift. Okay? Hindi yung dadating kayo ng 7:01 na o 6:59, nagtatatakbo kayo, hingal na hingal kayo pagdating nyo sa inyong workplace. Okay? You're still not very prepared. Gulo ng buhok mo, hindi ka maayos. So that is not a very good sign of a reliable person. Okay? Tapos ang masaklap, if that is becomes your habit, you're always late, o kaya you're always on the last, sabi nga yung last minute, that is not a very good sign of a person. So doon pa lang, the managers will be observing you pag lagi kang late. Ako, X yan. Okay? And of course, remember, sir, sige, before I discuss on dedication, doon sa meeting, submission of requirements. So, every time kasi meron kayo dapat dyan na parang diary that you will write reflections on what you have learned on that particular day. So, dapat ginagawa nyo na yon. So, hindi kayo matatambakan ng trabaho. Okay, the next one is dedication. They know how to focus on tasks without being distracted. These employees work until they finish their duties. Okay? Alam nyo, nakakatuwa nung may mga face-to-face pa tayo na immersion. Yung mga managers, they would always give us feedbacks na may mga immersionistas, ang tawag natin immersionistas, grade 12 students who really do their jobs with so much dedication. Kaya nga sabi nila, naku ma'am, i-hire na po namin yan after ng graduation nila. Kasi talaga pong they show their dedication. Nakafocus sa tasks, hindi yung ang inaantay ay uwian or nakatingin sa gadgets, nag-check ng Facebook. Okay? Very distracted. And that can be very dangerous, especially yung mga small group. Kapag nagwe-welding kayo at kayo ay distracted, they can cause accidents. Later, I will discuss on safety in the workplace. Okay, so dedication. Next slide, sir. Discipline. Okay. Ito, your teachers from elementary, junior high school, senior high school, this is one thing that we really would like to instill to our students, especially this generation, your generation. Medyo discipline is not a very is something that not many of you have developed. So what do we mean by discipline? Highly disciplined employees show determination and commitment to the job. Immersion. You know that this is an immersion, part of your requirement as in graduation. You know that you are sent to these partners. You're carrying the name of the school. Okay? So, hindi pwedeng you will not be disciplined or else nakakahiya din sa ating mga partners. Okay? You know, we have also sad stories wherein the managers would call us na, ma'am, i-pull out nyo na po itong estudyante na to o itong bata na to kasi talaga pong no discipline, do not follow rules, mahirap sabihan, makulit, matigas ang ulo. Okay, so pull out yan. Balik yan sa school. Okay, i-retrain na naman yan ng mga teachers on discipline. Okay, so they strive to meet or exceed expectations. Yun ang maganda, no? So this is what is expected to you, pero nilampasan mo pa. And seek opportunities to learn new skills and improve their performance. Okay? May mga students na they are given only this job. Kasi lalo na sa Shakey's, may silang tinatawag na in front of the house and back of the house. So pagka minsan na-assign sila sa back of the house, ayun yung mga nag-dishwashing, naglilinis ng CR, nagpapolish ng floor. Okay? So, yung iba naman, nasa front of the house, yun yung nag-greet ng customers, nag-open ng door for the guest to come in. Okay? So, sometimes, yung iba ayaw doon sa back of the house. Okay? Ang gusto lang puro lagi lang nasa front of the house. Okay? If you are disciplined, you wanted really to experience all the aspects of the job. Lahat daanan mo, yun yung mabuting, may disiplina talaga. Gustong-gusto niyang matutunan lahat because he wanted to improve their skills and improve their performance. Okay? Next, productivity. Productive employees often have higher output than their counterparts. Okay, ito very Very true to sa mga nasa beauty care group. Okay? Kunyari, na-assign kayo sa parlor. Okay? Dapat productive tayo. Kunyari, if you can do 3 customers in 1 hour, kunyari, manicure, pedicure, o kaya nyong gawin ng 3 customers in 1 hour, the better. Because that means very productive, no? The parlor will earn more. Pero yung isang oras, isang paalang nagawa mo, naku, napakabagal. Okay? Of course, the owner of the parlor will not be happy with your performance. So, dapat medyo productive ka, no? What is more productive, the better for the parlor. Kasi ang maganda sa mga parlors, part ng mga, may tip kasi sa parlor, di ba? Part of the tip, pinibigay din dun sa mga immersionista natin, kaya nakakapag-earn din sila. Iba nga, nakabili pa nga ng cellphone after their immersion Lalo na kapag na-assign, na lumalabas tayo kasi pa November, December Kung maraming customers yan, maraming customers sa mga parlor pag November, December na. Kaya ang maraming mga tip. Okay? Kaya natutuwa yung ating mga immersion students. Next slide, sir. Okay, cooperation. Okay, remember, you will be sent as a group. Okay, so for example, Shakey's Magallanes, you're 3 or 5 there, 5 in a branch. So you will have to know how to work together. Hindi yung silipan ng trabaho, singitan ng singitan sa mga gagawin o ipinapasa yung trabaho. Okay, that is not a very good sign. Okay, so cooperation is very important to show good teamwork and you are readily to assist others when needed. So, kunyari, may isa kang group member na medyo napagalitan ng manager kasi medyo mali yung ginawa. Tulungan ninyo, i-assist ninyo. Baka pwede nyo siya na mag-take over ka muna, you volunteer. Okay, hindi yung lalo nyo siyang, naku, ano sasabihin nyo pa sa kanya, imbis na tulungan nyo siya, i-down nyo pa. Okay? O lalo nyo pang siraan doon sa manager. Okay? That is not a good thing. As a group, remember you're there as a team. You're carrying the name of the school. You are going to rely on one another. Kayo din ang magtutulungan. Hindi yung kayo yung mag-aaway, magre-report na lang sa school, ma'am, nag-away po si ganyan, doon pa po sa loob ng store. Ako talaga, meron tayong ganung experience. Nag-away pa yung dalawang immersionista doon sa store. Okay? And that is not a very good sign. So, pagka ganun, pull out agad yan kasi nire-report yan ng manager Pina-pull out natin yan agad, binabalik sa school, and of course, they will be retrained. They will be really given a good pep talk kung bakit gano'n na nangyari to find out what's the reason. Okay? So, hindi na muna sila pwedeng ibalik ulit sa kanilang station. Okay, next, sir. Integrity. Okay, I think this is the most important. Especially those in the service industry, no? Katulad niya sa Shakey's o may naiwan yung manager. Yung customer na bag, cellphone, pera, na may nahulog. Okay, what do you do? Walang nakakakita, walang ibang customer. Okay, walang ibang tao. What do you do? Ito, integrity ngayon. This will be tested. Your integrity will be tested. Tatago mo ba yung cellphone? Kunyari, hindi mo nakita. Yung pera ba, ilalagay mo sa bulsa mo? Okay? So, what do you do? Integrity is very important. Okay? Professional integrity means holding oneself to high moral principles. Okay? So, matutuwa sa inyo kapag meron kayo, ma'am, naiwan po nung customer ito, ma'am. Kahit payong lang yan. Ibigay mo kung kanino mo dapat i-turn over. Okay? Huwag kang masyadong mag-aatribida o huwag ka rin masyadong assuming. Ay, hindi na siguro ito kailangan, luma na Tago ko na lang to, akin na lang to. Okay? Never do that, ha? Remember, your integrity is going to be online here. Okay? Ayaw natin yung baga sabi nga, pwede na tayong sabihan na mabagal magtrabaho o mahina umintindi. Wag lang sinungaling o wag lang magnanakaw o kumukuha ng hindi kanya. Okay, yan ang siguro kahit na magulang ninyo ay hindi yan gusto na marinig about you. Integrity is very important. And then, Next slide, sir. Responsibility. Those who are ethical and responsible hold themselves accountable for their actions. They will accept the blame for errors they've contributed to and proactively work to fix these issues. Okay? So for example, mali yung nagawa mo doon sa customer or meron kang maling ingredients na nailagay o ang sabi 10 minutes mo dapat na i-heat yung food pero hindi mo ginawa and then something happened. Okay, nagreklamo yung customers. If you are if you are a responsible person, you always take the blame. Ako po ang mali. Ako po ang hindi ako yan. Magtuturo ka pa ng kung sino-sino. Okay? Or you're going to say, ay, hindi ko po alam. Naku, yun ang ayaw na ayaw. Ano nangyari dito? Ay, hindi ko po alam. Pero nandun ka naman. Okay? Yun ang ayaw na ayaw na sagot natin. Yung hindi ko po alam. So, take the responsibility if you have done something wrong. And the most important thing is to proactively work to fix the issues. Maghingi ng sorry at sabihin na next time po, hindi ko na po ulitin. That's why, sabi nga, don't be afraid to ask questions. Kapag hindi ka sure about, may binigay na instruction sa'yo and hindi mo masyado na intindihan, okay? Do not pretend na naintindihan mo and then you're going to do it na at the end, there will be terrible results. Okay? Disaster ang result. So you could always ask your co-workers. Okay? Kahit na magmukha akong ano, ma'am, baka sabihin nila, tatanga-tanga ako eh. Ay mabuti na, kesa naman magrunong-runungan, tapos lalo pa tayong nakadisgrasya. Remember, if you are in the workplace at makadisgrasya kayo, responsibility kayo nung store at syempre ng school. Okay? Kaya very careful tayo dito, ha? And then, of course, we have, next slide, sir, professionalism. Okay? You may be students, you may just be immersion students, but once you are in the workplace, you are going to show professionalism as if you are already an employee. Mahalin nyo na yung inyong ginagawa. Okay? As if you are already a Shakey's employee, as if you are already an employee of that parlor or of that welding shop, ariin ninyo na sa inyo na yon. Kaya mamahalin nyo syempre yon. Okay? And of course, when you go there, you have to make sure you look professional. The way you dress, the way you speak, and the way you carry yourselves. Okay? So may dress code. Kapag sa ang requirement nila, kunyari, white shirt lang at saka black pants. Okay? Siguraduhin mo naman yung white shirt mo ay very clean, okay, decent looking, hindi yung napakanipis na see-through, o mabahiksi, o sobrang higpit sa'yo, kapit na kapit sa katawan. Okay. And of course, the way you speak. If you're speaking to a manager, if you're speaking to the customers, learn how to say good morning, good afternoon. Okay, do not call them kuya or ate. Okay, remember you're in the workplace. Okay, do not call your manager kuya, ate. You call them ma'am, sir. Okay, unless they would tell you to call them by their first names. Kapag sila ang nagsabi, then go ahead. Pero pag hindi, you always make sure you call them ma'am or sir. Okay? Kahit na yung mga co-workers nyo that are already employees na feeling nyo kaedad nyo lang, but they are already senior employees there, okay, you also address them properly. Okay? Hindi pwede yung mga usapan ninyo ng usapang kanto. Best. Do not call your best. Okay? You call yourselves each other by your names. Okay? Do not call each other by nicknames or by yung mga tawag natin sa isa't isa. So, be professional. Act as if you are already a employee of that company. Okay. Now, okay, let me end this talk with this very powerful quotation. These are things that you need to understand about work ethics. It has to include faith. Faith in yourself, and of course, faith in God. Hard work. There's no such thing as shortcut. Okay? And a bit of common sense. Importante yan, ha? Common sense. Yung wag naman parang walang alam. And all of this together will get you through most things in life. Okay? So I hope that this 8 work ethics that I have explained to you will be something that will be useful to you when you go to the actual workplace, and of course when you are still students. Lahat naman yan ay applicable din while you are still students. Okay? Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you learned something from today's talk. Now, in the case of the topic on safety in the workplace, I will just show you a short video, and then later I will just give a little bit of explanations, so that, because after all this will not be applicable since we are not in the workplace. But then those who are going to do homework or school-based work, this will still be applicable. Okay? So please watch this video.
Workplace safety. Why, how often, and to whom do workplace accidents occur? How often do accidents occur in the workplace? A lot more often than people think. Every year, over 3 million workers are injured on the job. And there are about 5,000 deaths each year in the workplace. Who is injured most often at work? It is younger workers, workers who are between the ages of 15 and 25. These workers are twice as likely to be injured at work. Almost 1 million end up in the emergency center each year. An average of 600 die from fatal work injuries. Why are younger workers injured at work more often than older workers? Well, many younger workers lack experience or proper training. Some may be less likely to speak up and ask questions. Younger people tend to take more risk and tend to do jobs that are more dangerous. When it comes to accidents in the workplace, which ones are most common? Slips, trips, and falls. These are the most common types of workplace accidents. It is estimated that there are 25,000 slip, trips, and falls each day at work. They account for 25% of all workplace injuries and 15% of fatalities. Be careful not to underestimate the seriousness of slip, trips, and falls. For instance, if a person falls on their head from only 3 feet high, it will cause injuries similar to running as fast as you can into a brick wall. When analyzing the causes of workplace accidents, what are the most common? There are 5. Laziness, being distracted or tired, alcohol and drug use, overconfidence, and ignoring safety procedures and rules. Laziness. This is when a worker tries to take a shortcut in doing a certain task. When working with dangerous tools or machines, taking a shortcut exposes a person to unnecessary risk and potential danger. Being distracted or tired is another very common cause of accidents in the workplace. You need to be 100% focused on your task and your surroundings. Not paying attention for a fraction of a second can lead to a serious accident. Another common cause of accidents, alcohol and drug use. To be safe at work, you need 100% of your capabilities. Drugs or alcohol will slow a worker's reaction time and make him or her more careless or clumsy. Overconfidence can also be a cause of accidents at work, especially with younger workers. This is when a worker feels they are invincible or they are so good at their job that nothing bad could happen to them. The last cause of accidents in the workplace, ignoring safety procedures or rules. Safety rules and procedures are created to prevent accidents. Ignoring them will eventually lead to someone getting hurt and possibly killed. When you look closely at the common causes of workplace accidents, what do you think links them all together? What links them together is a lack of awareness and focus on the job site. More often than not, the person involved were not thinking of safety or keeping it as their first priority.
Okay. So those are the things that you need to remember about work safety. So there are the five most common causes. So ang sabi nga sa ating video, young people like you, 15 to 19 years old na katulad ninyo, ay mas prone to work accidents. Ngayon, ano ang dapat nating tandaan? Sasabihin nyo, ma'am, di naman kami pupunta sa workplace eh. Okay, pero gagawa nga kayo ng inyong mga video, di ba? Ng inyong mga practical applications, katulad ng nasa TVL, yung mga BPP group, at saka yung nasa beauty care at yung SMAW. So, napaka-importante that you should also make sure that you follow the safety tips. Okay? So, ang sabi dyan, the 5 most common causes of workplace accidents, of course, is laziness. Yun yung hindi na kayo nagbasa ng mga procedures. Okay? Hindi na kayo nagbasa ng labels. O especially those who are going in the beauty care, ha? Kapag kayo ay kunyari, ang requirements sa inyo, magko-color kayo ng hair. Magpapakita kayo na nag-color kayo ng hair. O make sure that you read the labels. Read the instructions carefully. Kahit nasa bahay lang. And then, of course, doon sa mga nasa SMAW din at sa BPP. Another is being distracted. Baka naman habang nag-demonstrate kayo ng inyong ginagawa, meron pa kayo, nag-FB pa kayo, o may kinakausap kayong iba. Okay, focus. Okay, because we don't want to create accidents at home. Baka makadisgrasya pa kayo, o worse, makakos kayo ng sunog dyan, or makasira kayo ng mga gamit ng inyong sa family nyo, yung mga stove ng mother nyo, ingat-ingatan niya yung kanyang mga blender. Okay, hindi niya ginamit mo, nasira mo naman. And then, of course, being, I hope naman wala tong alcohol or drug abuse, ha? Okay? And then, overconfidence. Yan, sobra naman tiwala sa sarili na kayang-kaya niya nang gawin. Kung nababasahin, alam ko na yan, ma'am. Okay, but then, overconfidence can also be not a good sign na baka naman sumobra nga ang iyong tiwala, hindi ka na nagbasa. Remember, it's easier to be careful, or it's better to be careful than sorry. Okay? Mabuti na yung planuhin, mabagal, pero sigurado. Kaysa yung nagmamadali ka, makapag-video na nga, nang matapos ko na itong requirement na to. Okay, before you know it, may sumabog dyan, may napaso ka dyan, o may nasunog dyan, o may nasaktan ka, is because nagkulay ka ng buhok, nasunog pala yung buhok. Okay, and then, of course, ignoring safety procedures. Meron naman yung mga signs, meron naman mga labels that you need to understand. Now, I hope that these are things that you take into consideration even if you are just doing your immersion at home. Okay? Be careful. Make sure that you follow the correct procedures. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're not very sure, read again. Okay? Or mag-trial muna. Kunyari sa buhok, konti munang buhok, o sa skin, baka magka-allergy kasi. Okay? So try to make sure that you follow all these procedures. I hope that everything will be okay when you do your immersion proper. Na maganda magiging resulta. At in the end, everybody will have a fruitful experience from your immersion proper. Again, this is Ma'am Serrano, thanking everybody, grade 12 students, for listening, and I hope that you learned something from my talk, and that you will be able to put this into practice when you go to work immersion, whether uh, in the future or you become a full-time employee. Thank you very much and good day.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Serrano, for a very wonderful and very informative topic that you were able to impart to our learners on the first part of our uh, pre-immersion orientation. So I would like to remind our dear learners, open na po ang attendance link ngayon na sinend ng inyong mga immersion teachers and advisors. Kindly accomplish po because it was mentioned a while ago na that will be part of your portfolio, that will be part of your pre-immersion requirements. And please don't forget to take screenshots. Mag-screenshots kayo ng flow ng ating activity ngayon at saka bukas because it will serve as your evidences, okay, in your pre-immersion requirements. So, I guess, may I remind our learners, open na po ang attendance link. Open na po yung attendance link. We are requesting you now to accomplish and send your screenshot to your respective immersion teachers para may basis sila for your attendance for today. And at the same time, bukas din, so meron ding another set of attendance link na ibibigay ang inyong mga immersion teachers and advisors. So again, I guess we'll proceed with the next part of our topic, which is all about conflict management. So I am going to introduce to you our second speaker for today. He is our current subject group head for TVL and also a master teacher too and an active faculty member of senior high school department. May I request, uh, shall we give a round of applause to our second speaker, Mr. Mateo Beltran Obias. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sir EJ, for the introduction. So, I was tasked to discuss this morning about conflict management or resolution. So, let me, before I start, isa munang pagpupugay sa ating mga school heads na nandito ngayon, headed by our school principal, Dr. Felina Patagan, and of course, our very goal-oriented assistant principal of the senior high school, Sir Diosdado Rosales, and of course, to the subject group head of the humanities and social sciences, Ma'am Serrano, and year level coordinators, Ma'am Mara, and of course, Ma'am Shari Silidio, and of course, our very dynamic, okay, dynamic, Master of Ceremony ngayon, ang ating MC, Sir EJ. Sir EJ, thank you so much. And of course, sa ating mga pinakamamahal na mga estudyante na nandito ngayon. Good morning. Baka may mga parents pa dyan since naka-live tayo sa ating Facebook page. So I think this is open to everyone kasi na hindi yata to naka ano lang sa atin. Okay, so magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. So sana po ay nakatutok pa rin kayo hanggang ngayon. Okay? So, ang naka-assign sa akin na topic na aking tatalakayin ay conflict resolution or conflict management. Okay, so mamaya po, meron akong task na ibibigay sa inyo sa mga lahat ng nanonood dito ngayon. So let me share first my screen. Okay, so okay, I hope nakikita nyo na po ang aking screen. Okay, learning to deal with conflict. Okay, so have you ever been in a conflict or argument? Okay, so I'm sure you've been or you have an argument with someone. Okay, so ang task ko ngayon is sa lahat ng mga nanonood ngayon, especially yung mga grade 12 natin na senior high school, kung meron kayong experience ng conflict with others and paano nyo ito na-solve, pwede nyo i-type dyan sa ating comment section. And then mamaya, bago matapos ang ating ang talakayan, magbabasa ako ng mga siguro few of the experiences that you had. Okay? At ang importante doon ay paano nyo siya na-solve. Okay? So, pwede nyo namang hindi banggitin kung sino yung pangalan nung the person that you've in conflict with. Okay, pwede namang ano na lang siya, itago nyo lang siya sa pangalan ganito or ganyan. Okay? So, pwede nyo para naman meron kayong sharing mamaya. Okay? So, learning to deal with conflict. So, we all experience this. So, however, especially kayong mga senior high school, if you want to be successful in your field, you should know or you should learn how to resolve conflict. Okay? If not, magiging stressful yung mga buhay nyo. Okay? So, when you're always been in conflict with others. So, today, we're going to focus on conflict resolution. Okay? So, conflict resolution. So, mamaya, tatalakayin ko yung 4 steps in resolving a conflict. But let's define first, ano nga ba ang conflict? Okay? So, what is conflict? Pag sinabi natin conflict, this is a serious argument or disagreement. Nararanasan natin to araw-araw. Kahit na yung matatanda, kahit na yung mga senior, okay? Kahit na sino mang sa pamilya natin, okay, sa workplace, o kung saan pa man, we always experience or they always experience conflict. Okay, meron ngang conflict resolution or conflict management in a workplace. So kayo, habang bata pa kayo, dapat matutunan nyo na kung paano mag-manage ng conflict. So conflict is a serious argument or disagreement. And of course, conflict resolution, pag sinabi natin conflict resolution, this is the process of resolving a conflict. Okay, how do you resolve a conflict? Why is it important to resolve conflict? Okay? Why is it important to resolve conflict? Kasi kapag hindi nyo sinolve or resolve ang conflict, hindi nyo manage ang conflict, merong danger. Okay? Merong danger kapag hindi na manage ang conflict. And what are these dangers? What are the dangers of conflict? Number 1 is escalation of conflict. Pwedeng lumala. Okay? Kapag lumala, ibig sabihin, may mga potential dangers pa na diyan na naka-connect. Okay? So lalala ang problema. Okay? So it might hinder your goals. Okay? Pangalawa, violence. So pwedeng magkasakitan. Okay, sabi nga kanina ni Ma'am Serrano, nabanggit ni Ma'am Serrano. 'Di ba usually sa ating immersion, kapag na-deploy na yung mga estudyante sa immersion, sometimes nagkakaroon ng mga conflict ang mga immersionista. So ang ginagawa ng school, 'di ba? Ang sa during orientation, kapag kayo ay merong violate or something o kaya nagkaroon kayo ng hindi pagkakaunawaan, maaring kayong ma-pull out. 'Di ba? Maaari kayong ma-pull out sa sa immersion place ninyo. Okay? So, violence, pwede itong mag-lead sa violence. And of course, damaged relationship. Dati magkaibigan, matalik na magkaibigan, very close. Okay? So, very close. At nagkaroon ng conflict, nasira yung relasyon. For how many years na magkaibigan sila, sa isang sa isang conflict, dahil hindi na-solve, nasira na yung pinagsamahan. Okay, the same with the relationship that you have. Okay? Sa mga natin. Sa mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. Okay? So, kapag hindi na-handle, hindi na-solve ang conflict, nasisira ang relasyon. Okay? Or, maaring sa loob ng sa workplace, kapag hindi rin naayos, maaring masisante ka o kaya matanggal ka sa trabaho, being fired because of violating some rules. Okay? Kaya nga minsan sa isang kumpanya o sa isang trabaho, merong committee o kaya merong grupo diyan na nag-aayos ng conflict, okay, ng mga empleyado. And of course, ito talaga itong number 5, stress. Napaka-stressful kapag ikaw ay merong kaaway o kaya naman hindi meron kang kasama na hindi kayo nagkakaunawaan. Napaka-stressful niyan. Okay? Every time na supposedly pwede mo siyang batiin ng good morning, minsan hindi kayo nagkikibuan. Okay? So merong stress. Okay? So those are yung 5 na yan are the potential dangers when conflicts are, of course, not being resolved. Okay? So, how can you be successful in resolving your conflict? Okay? How can you be successful? Napakahirap. Okay, mahirap siya. Mahirap i-resolve ang conflict. Okay? So, but number 1 tip is, or number 1 strategy is to stop and think. Okay, stop and think first. As soon as you notice the conflict, you stop. Okay? Be aware of what is going on. You stop. And then you think. You stop, you watch your words. Okay, guard your words. Okay, para hindi na siya lumala pa. And of course, listen up. Listen up and don't go there. Ibig sabihin ng don't go there, huwag mong hayaan na talagang maging lumala pa yung conflict. So number 1 is, as soon as you notice the conflict, you stop and you think. Okay, that's the best thing that you're going to do. You analyze everything. Pag ginawa mo ito, anong mangyayari sa akin? Anong mangyayari sa amin? Pag pinairal ko ba yung yung pride ko, anong mangyayari? Okay, so you stop and think. That's number 1. Okay. Sabi ko nga kanina, it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy to resolve conflict. Okay, so what you need to do is, it's not also easy to stop an argument if you have an argument. So what's the best thing to do is be strong. Okay? Be strong, be mature, and always act as a leader. Baka sabihin niya, hindi naman po kasi ako leader type. Lahat tayo leader. Okay, iba-iba lang yung characteristics ng ating pagka-leader. Okay, may mga leader na very dominant o kaya meron siyang dominant personality. Meron namang leader na tame, meron naman na leader na tahimik lang, meron namang leader. But they are kumbaga they are showing potentials to become leader. And you are all leaders. Okay? So be strong, be mature, and act like a leader. Don't be bothered by words. Okay, sometimes words affect us. Okay, so don't be bothered by words. And before you also spit words, please, okay, you also have to think. And be calm. Okay, kalmado ka lang. And itong last na to, don't bothered by a conflict trap. Don't be bothered by a conflict trap. Ano ba tong conflict trap na to? Okay, I know you experienced this already. Ang conflict trap is when a person hopes or wants you to become angry, or hence, he or she tries to provoke you to respond angrily. Ito yung mga gatong. Okay? It's when a person hopes or wants you to become angry. Sila yung mga conflict traps. So be careful of those. Okay? So, kahit marami nagsasabi dyan, bumubulong sa'yo, So meron ka namang inner judgment. Okay, kapag sa palagay mo pinoprovoke ka lang nito, wag na. Okay, be careful of this. And you have to be mindful of the conflict trap. Okay? Kasi pag ikaw ay pumasok sa ganitong sitwasyon at pinatulan mo to, kung anong mangyayari? Lalong lalala ang problema. Okay? So number two strategy is to redirect. Okay, redirect. So when we speak of redirecting conflict is not easy also. Okay, this is not easy also. But it will be helpful if you remain calm, you remain polite, and inform them you want to listen. Okay? So kapag mataas yung isa, mataas yung energy ng isa, so ikaw, wag ka ring mataas. Okay, kasi magkakaroon ng tawag nito, lalong lalala. Okay, yung conflict between you kasi parehas kayo mataas ang energy. So nothing can be resolved until a conflict is redirected. So ano ang kailangan dito? You need a useful discussion. Okay, useful discussion needs to occur. Okay, I'll repeat. So redirecting conflict is not easy, but it will be helpful if you will remain calm, okay, polite, and inform the parties or inform them that you want to listen. Okay, so that's redirecting. And of course, ito na, how do you redirect? Okay, nabanggit ko na yan. How to redirect? Be calm, be polite, and inform them you want to listen. Number two, suggest it is best for both of you to work out the conflict. Okay? And of course, be patient. So I'm talking to you senior high school. Okay? Ikaw to. Okay? Ikaw to. Halimbawa, ikaw to at meron kang ka-conflict. So be calm, be polite, suggest it is best for you na gusto mong i-work out yung conflict, matapos yung conflict, and of course, be patient. Okay? So that is how we redirect. And number three is to investigate. Okay? So investigate. So how do you investigate? You investigate while the conflict occurred. Okay? You will need to find out what is causing the conflict. Ano ba yung cause ng conflict nyo? Okay? So you have to share your point of view and how you feel. Also have to listen. Focus on the real problem. So you investigate. Okay? And of course, number four is find a solution. Okay? Find a solution. So when we speak of finding a solution, you don't need to blame. Okay? Don't accuse. Don't don't make excuses. Okay? Don't blame, don't accuse, don't make excuses. So need to work together to find a solution. Be willing to compromise, be positive, and of course, show leadership. Okay? So those are the four strategies in order for you to manage your conflict. So what is the key to resolving conflict? Of course, your leadership. It will always boil down to it, because if you have the mind of a leader or you have the way the leaders think, you always wanted to solve the conflict. Okay? So be a leader. Kasi iba ang mindset ng mga leaders. And sabi ko nga, lahat kayo, you have the potential to becoming a leader. Okay? So the question is, what if you are unable to resolve a conflict? Kasi sasabihin mo, bata pa naman ako, hindi pa ako masyadong mature. Okay, it's not an excuse. Okay, what if you're unable to resolve a conflict? Okay, seek mediation, help from others. Kaya nga nandito yung mga teachers nyo, nandiyan ang guidance counselor, nandiyan ang mga parents, and etc. So, seek mediation, seek help from others, community leaders. O, di ba ang iba nga, halimbawa, mag-asawa, saan sila pumupunta kapag meron silang malalang problema? They go to marriage counselor. Okay, sa school naman, halimbawa, meron kang kaaway, o kaya meron ka conflict, saan tayo pumupunta? Usually to ask for advice sa teacher natin, sa advisor, o kaya sa guidance counselor. At kung sino pa man na kakilala natin sa school, mga school natin, mga teachers, and etc. Or teachers or school counselors, coaches, or family or friends. Walang masama kung tayo ay hihingi ng tulong, okay, ng tulong sa iba. Okay, because we want to resolve a conflict. Okay? So, kaya nandyan ang ating mga immersion teachers. If you have problem in your work immersion areas, so you can always talk to your immersion teachers or your advisor. Okay, you can seek mediation or you can seek help. Okay? So, the final thought, hindi pa tayo tapos. Okay? So, final thought, so learning to resolve conflicts will help you be successful. Especially relationship, ayan, workplace, at school, and in the community. So, that's the final thought of resolving a conflict. Okay? So, na-preserve natin yung relationship. Okay? We become successful in our workplace and even in school and in the community. Okay, so bonus tips. So, practically, ang dami talaga ang pwedeng conflict management techniques, practical yung mga pang day-to-day pang day-to-day experiences. So, effective conflict management techniques, number 1 is don't get defensive. Okay, ano ibig sabihin ng don't get defensive? So, sabi natin, we have different opinions, and when we open to try to correct some opinions, nagkakaroon talaga tayo ng conflict with them. Okay? So, we know that sometimes in any conflict, whether it's professional or personal, we feel the urge to rush to our defense. Okay? You may find yourself constantly trying to correct the other's position. Okay? With yung mga tinatawag natin ng mga words na but, okay, nevertheless. Alam mo, okay na sana yung ginawa mo, pero ganito hindi talaga dapat ganito ginawa mo. So, meron tayong mga ganyang eksena sa buhay natin. Kaya, minsan, pinagmumulan talaga siya ng conflict. Okay? So, before they even finish explaining their opinion, marami ka nang sinabi. So, try to turn the situation around by, of course, making them feel na hindi ka masyadong defensive. Okay? How do you feel when other person is constantly contradicting you and seems unwilling to consider your opinion? O lalo na sa mga group meetings, mga ganyan. Parang, ito naman, parang wala na akong sinabing tama. Lahat na lang So yan, pinagmumulan niya ng conflict. So take a moment and really try to see things in their way. So baka meron silang mga reasons for their point of view. Okay? So just as your point of view, kagaya ng point of view mo. Okay? So they have reasons for their point of view, just like your point of view. So this doesn't mean that you have to accept their position. But if you let them know that you are taking them seriously, you can avoid things getting personal. So, gaya ng mga phrase na, alam mo, naintindihan ko ang ibig mong sabihin. That's actually a valid point. Mas maganda yung pakinggan. Okay? Hindi masyadong defensive. Okay? Pero kung yung mga words mo napaka-defensive, so, dyan. Okay? So, I understand what you mean. Okay? So, nasa ano lang, pagko-construct lang ng mga words and phrases. Okay? Those are signal that you really respect their opinion. Pero kung brutalan ka naman kasi, parang ayaw mo ng opinion niya. So, it will really lead to conflict. And pangalawa is, nabanggit ko na to kanina, avoid blame game. Mahilig tayong manisi. Okay? So, para maiwasan natin itong mga conflict, huwag tayong manisi. Okay? So, avoid blaming others. Okay? Avoid blaming others. Establish an atmosphere of respect. Okay? Respect. One in which everyone can safely express themselves. Kaya minsan ayaw na magsalita eh. Kasi sasalita pa lang siya, sinisisi mo na agad, wala pa nga sinasabi. Okay? So, avoid blaming others, establish an atmosphere of respect. Okay? So they can safely express themselves. Let others state and explain their points or explain their points of view without launching an attack. Parang ganon. Hindi pa sumasabi, meron ka na agad. Ano. Kaya minsan ayaw na lang magsalita. Okay? And of course, we have listen actively. Hearing is different from listening. Okay, listening actively instead of listening just to discover the flow of others. Pinapakinggan mo para hanapan mo ng mali eh. Sometimes ganyan tayo eh. Okay, I don't know sa ano naman. Sometimes you listen actively because you want to discover some flow. Okay? Para lang magkaroon ng argument. So, hindi ganon. Okay? So, listen to what they have to say to discover common grounds. Hindi ka naghahanap hindi mo siya pinapakinggan para maghanap ka ng mali, kundi pinapakinggan mo siya because you want to identify common ground na pwede niyong pag-usapan. Okay? So, yan. In any case, kapag ganito yung ginagawa mo, when you are listening actively, they will respect you for listening. Hindi mo siya pinapakinggan para lang hanapin mo yung ano niya. But you look for common grounds and you discuss. Okay, I hope you are still with me and you are listening very carefully. Okay, mamaya yung mga experiences nyo pwede nating pag-usapan. Okay, so you can type there pero kung ayaw nyo naman, okay lang. Okay, ito, number 4, tame your emotions. Okay, ano yung tame your emotions? So, when you are speaking in anger or you're speaking angrily and frustrated, this is really bad strategy in resolving conflict. Bakit? Kapag galit ka, nakakapag-isip ka ba rationally? Hindi ka nakakapag-isip. Okay? When you are emotional, your rational thinking shuts down. Okay? And you can formulate an acceptable outcome. Kapag emotional ka masyado. Pag emotional ka, ulitin ko, kapag emotional ka, yung rational thinking natin nagsha-shut down. Okay? So, don't unload, wag mong i-unload yung emotion mo sa iba. Don't unload your emotion on others. When you are frustrated. Okay? So, when you are calm and rational, you can make your own points better. Okay, kapag kalmado ka lang, na-express mo yung sarili mo better. And you are open to different perspectives. Okay? So, I hope you're getting getting across. Okay, tame your emotions. And of course, compromise. Nabanggit ko na din to kanina. Okay, so compromise depending on situations, some approaches to conflicts may be more effective than others. In most conflicts, however, the only way to sort or to go through a resolution is through compromise. Okay, to go through, um, of course, you compromise. So you have to come to some acceptable agreement in order to move forward. Okay, so in order to move forward, compromise. Okay, and we have, ayan, don't take it personally. Ayan, meron tayong mga kasama na balat sibuyas. Okay? So, when someone disagrees, ito ano to, this is very true. Okay? Lalo na sa mga kabataan kasi ang mga kabataan natin sensitive. Okay? So, when someone disagrees with your opinion or criticizes your performance, don't take it as an attack. Okay? Don't take it as an attack on you personally. Okay? Kahit na yung pagkagamit niya ng words, napakasama. O sometimes ganun. Kasi hindi rin naman din siguro mindful doon sa mga sinasabi. Pero pag tayo ang nakaka-receive ng ganitong mga criticism, oh, para sa atin, okay, tayong, wag nating isipin na personal yung atake sa atin. Okay? When someone disagrees with our opinion, okay, don't take it personally. Okay? Ano lang to, discussion lang ito. Maaring hindi siya nag-agree sa iyo, pero hindi ibig sabihin magkaaway kayo. Okay, galit siya sa iyo. Okay? So I hope you can relate to this. So these are few of the effective conflict management techniques. Don't take it personally. Okay? And of course, ito ano din to, important. Okay? So take note of non-verbal communication of the people around you. Okay, pag tinanong natin, okay ka lang ba? Okay lang ba yung sinabi ko sa'yo? Okay lang ba yung napag-usapan natin? Sometimes mag-oo lang yan. Okay? Pero at the end, kapag hindi na-express yung opinion, may mga nagme-make face, o pagtalikod mo may sinasabi. Okay. So you have also to take note of those non-verbal communication na inaano ng mga kasama ninyo. Okay? So body languages, okay, that betrays their emotion. 'Di ba may mga body languages na binebetray yung emotions nila. Nakikita mo agad na, ay hindi naman pala okay. Pero hindi mo naman sinasabi. Okay? So saan mo 'to nakikita? Sa facial expression. Minsan sabi niya okay, pero yung facial expression niya hindi naman okay. Hindi makatingin sa iyo, hindi makapag-eye contact. Okay? And yung voice tonality, okay? Sarcastic. So take note all of this. And then kapag naramdaman mo to, o kaya naman na-experience mo to at nakita mo to, pwede na namang pag-usapan. Okay? Pwede namang pag-usapan siya. Okay, para hindi na siya lumala pa. Kasi sometimes, may mga tao na pag tinanong mo sila kung okay, sasabihin nila okay, pero hindi pala okay. Okay, tapos makikita mo na lang yung mga reactions nila, yung mga body language and etc. So, yon. And of course, we have ito, very self-explanatory. Learn to apologize and say sorry. Sometimes, okay, apologizing is parang nakakaano ng pride. Okay? Yung mga pride natin, ibaba natin. Okay? So, kung alam mo naman na ikaw ay may kasalanan at mayroong pagkukulang, so pwede namang humingi ng sorry o kaya mag-apologize. Okay? Learn to apologize and say sorry. Okay? So, nabanggit din ito ni Ma'am kanina sa ethics. Okay, ni Ma'am Serrano. So, walang masama kapag ikaw ay marunong humingi ng sorry. Okay? So, these are some of the effective conflict management techniques which I think you, senior high school, especially grade 12, madadala ninyo ito o magagamit ninyo ito lalo na kapag nasa workplace na kayo o kaya sa immersion. Okay? So, I will not, hindi ko na to pahabain pa dahil ang task lang naman sa akin is to discuss with you conflict resolution. I think I already gave you the tips on how to resolve conflicts, okay, in your level. So thank you so much for listening. I hope na kapag kung Sir JM siguro kung may may nag-share diyan ng um, nag-share ng kanilang experiences. So siguro pwede naman nating i-share pero kung wala okay lang din po. So that's it for today. So maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nakinig. Okay, I hope meron kayong natutunan sa araw na ito. Back to you, Sir EJ.
Ayun. So, thank you so much, Sir Matt. Napaka-timely, relevant yung binigay mong topic po. Actually, meron din akong mga realization dun sa discuss mo. Lalo na ngayon, sa panahon ngayon na nasa pandemya tayo.
Yes.
Ano doon, yung eye-opener doon is walang kumbaga, wala tayong peace of mind sa sarili natin kung paiiralin natin yung galit. No?
Yes,
So,
yes, that's true.
nakakatuwa. Yes po, sir. Hindi lang naman to doon sa estudyante lang, but sa atin din bilang mga
Yes.
professionals also. Applicable din yung topic mo na yan. So, we're very happy for that, Sir Matt. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for a
sir.
very wonderful and very interesting topic about conflict management. So, I guess, bago tayo magtapos, I have some further announcement. Kanina, if you were able to have your attendance earlier, meron po tayong ibibigay na free load doon sa mga nag-attendance. So, I guess si Sir JM, try natin Sir JM kung pwedeng i-flash sa screen yung mga mapalad na 4 na students na nanalo ng 50 pesos e-loan. So this was pre-drawn earlier by no less than Ma'am Mara Santiago. Thank you, Ma'am Mara, for the assistance, for the help. So the winners for 50 pesos e-load are, so we have Agnes Jovel of grade 12 Capricorn. Then we have Kimbo Michelle of grade 12 Capricorn that under Kaiser Obvious. The third winner is Benjamin Janbert of grade 12 Gemini. And the last one is Salvador Wilbert still under grade 12 Gemini. So congratulations po sa inyo mga mapalad na winners ng ating 50 pesos e-load. Kindly give your cellphone number dahil may GC naman tayo may GC ako sa Capricorn at saka sa Gemini. Please send to me or PM to me your number para maibigay sa inyo yung inyong 50 pesos e-load. So just before I end before I end the activity, let me remind everyone to please attend the second part of our pre-immersion orientation tomorrow. Same time, dito pa rin po sa page ng Pasay City East High School. So I still encourage all of you guys to please find time kasi this is considered to be a requirement and also essential sa inyo dahil although hindi kayo makapag-actual immersion sa industry, but nevertheless, ang importante dito ay may mga natutunan kayo coming from our reputable, coming from our respective, mga kagalang-galang at mga respetadong mga guro ng Pasay City East Senior High School. So once again, I wish you all good luck in your immersion activities sa mga susunod na weeks or months. And I hope na sana ay patuloy po tayong connect sa ating mga respective advisors. Kung meron kayong mga concerns, feel free to ask your immersion teachers kung ano yung mga dapat gagawin. I wish you all good luck. Have a nice day, stay safe, and God bless us all. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. Thank you so much.